Ladies and gentlemen, this Red Gaming Telecom video, let us discuss recent news that Microsoft are, and I quote, bringing a beloved franchise to Windows 8. Before we go into that, however, let me just profusely apologise that I sound pretty tired. I am indeed. We've been putting together a new recording and editing PC today, so literally just finished, and it is now 11:15 PM and I haven't had the greatest sleep. So anyway, enough of my whining. Let us indeed speak about this piece of news. So it's a fairly vague bit of information, but we do know that Microsoft are indeed putting a lot more effort into PC gaming. Now, you can actually check the job listing out on Microsoft. They've actually just put it up, so December the 13th, 2013, and the job category is, and I quote, software engineering and development, and the location is, of course, Redmond, WA, United States, and the job ID, so you can check that out. I'm going to read it out to you guys, 848130120777. And the division is Device and Studio Engineering. And a brief description is Microsoft Game Studios is looking for a senior engineer and service development experience to join our team and help build a new title based on a beloved franchise of Windows 8. The small and highly agile Redmond-based team is focused on building a robust and highly scalable cloud service that is central to the game experience. You will contribute as the technical leader for the service development team and as a primary technician, liaison with both internet and external development partners. This role is a rare opportunity to ship a world-class service software in a fun-focused game development environment. And then you have multiple requirements in different qualifications and responsibilities. For example, you need to be highly fluent in, say, C++, and you need 5 years of development experience in cloud services. So, of course, this leads to several questions. The first is, do they really mean it's 100% exclusive to Windows 8? In which case, it's possible that it could be using a new version of DirectX, DX 11.2, for example, for the shiny things such as tiled resources. Obviously, that may not be making too many gamers happy, because quite a few gamers are yet to switch from Windows 7 to 8. Indeed, I've only just done so myself. And it was actually quite jarring for me, and I'm used to working on Server 2012, so I'm more used to the tiled interface than many. But I've heard some people absolutely detest Windows 8, and I'm going to go into that in a different video, exactly what I think of it, because it's quite a big topic, and whether you guys should actually be changing over, it's quite a large topic. But, of course, back in 2007, when Windows Vista was released, Microsoft released the PC version of Halo 2. And there was some complaints. Let's go with complaints. That's probably the kindest way to put it. Now, Microsoft have been very keen to emphasize PC support recently, particularly for gaming. Now, I would imagine this comes under multiple reasons. One, it's trying to hedge its bets on the Xbox division. Obviously, there is some internal banter from Microsoft regarding just how wise it is to continue pursuing the Xbox. In my personal opinion, I think it's a great move for Microsoft to continue doing it, because even if they're breaking even, the fact of the matter, and they're not, let's just clarify that, but despite the fact that it's not making maybe as much money as they'd expect, it's a great medium to continue to deliver services, which is one of the reasons, of course, the system was laden down. But the fact of the matter is, PCs are really, the creme de la creme, if you will, and I really hate that saying, but regardless, in terms of technical power. Microsoft have made recent supports, have reiterated its support for PC gaming, and this was done last month. Now, we all remember little problems such as games for Windows Live, and Microsoft, in my opinion, weren't too... I feel that it was an annoying service. I didn't actually like it that much, and Microsoft have started to, obviously, well, they've phased it out pretty much, and now they're starting to push other things. Microsoft are definitely starting to get back into the PC space, and they are not the only ones. I've been saying for a while that PC is actually one of the fastest growing platforms. You've got, of course, the PlayStation brand, the Xbox, the Wii, but the PC now is starting to move forward. And the next generation consoles are only spurring this on. You've got to remember that as a development medium, the PC can actually be utilized to be the forerunner in a lot of these development processes. Indeed, if you consider it, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are actually kind of, if you will, to the left and to the right, and the PC's kind of in the middle. I'm vastly oversimplifying development processes, but effectively as well, a lot of the optimizations that you can do on PC are only going to benefit the consoles and vice versa. Therefore, for many, from what I'm hearing, I mean, you guys have been messaging me quite a bit recently for, advice for graphics cards and processors. By the way, I am on Twitter as well as Facebook, and that would be at RGT Crimson Rain. That would be RAYNE. So you can check that out. But you're probably easier to find me on Facebook. That's facebook.com/RedGamingTech if you do want any advice on PC upgrades and so on. But you guys have been saying quite a lot about, hey, you know what would be great? What GPU would you recommend with this, or what memory would you recommend? And the bottom line is, in this age of uncertainty, where what console resolution is X going to be running on, or what frame rate is Y going to be running on. For the most part, we know that PC gamers are going to be running whatever bloody resolution their monitors can support with 60 frames per second and everything else. That's not to say that everything is rosy in the PC gaming marketplace. We do sometimes get some shockingly bad conversions and ports of console games, but I'm hoping that that's going to start to fade away. What with the architectures being so different, I do wonder exactly what this job listing could mean. I mean, it's vague. And that's being generous. You may be aware of a title known as Halo Spartan Assault, which was limited to Windows 8. Now, Microsoft have actually got some criticism, not just from gamers from this, not just from gamers saying, hey, you know what, why the hell are you forcing us to upgrade? And don't get me wrong, I don't expect the same software to be running on, say, Windows XP, but at the same time, some people may not like Windows 8. Maybe some people are waiting for the 8.2, which apparently is going to be adding some changes to the start menu and so on, which is one of the primary causes of contention for PC gamers. But I think the bottom line is that Gabe Newell, Valve, and others are really starting to push the notion that, hey, you know what, we want a more open platform, and that's obviously where Linux gaming comes in. And I think that Microsoft, they're not a stupid company, yeah? A lot of people say, Microsoft do stupid things. Microsoft, they've got bugs in their software. Yeah, they do, but the bottom line is they are not a stupid bunch of people. They are really, and honestly, some of the smartest on the planet. That's just really how it is. I'm not saying they are necessarily, the brightest company in the whole world, but they certainly have a great deal of talent within. And what they are noticing, of course, is the market is starting to change. The PC gaming market is starting to, grow again. Quite frankly, it kind of stank for a while. I'd say that as a PC gamer primarily, but I do play on consoles, as you know. I do own a shiny new PlayStation 4, for example, which I absolutely do love. Just to clarify that. But, yeah, it's like the bottom line for most gamers now is they want to enjoy the titles. And as Gabe Newell has said, they really screwed up with limiting something to Windows Vista at the time. And this obviously has some benefits for Microsoft. It helps to push the new version of Windows, but at the same time, you do start to alienate some of your customers. But they don't want to lose the PC marketplace. They don't want the situation where Valve and the Steam engine, if you will, basically rockets into the shipyard, and everyone takes the locomotive rather than the ship, which Microsoft have been constructing for so long, and that was one of the shittest analogies ever. But that's what you get for lack of sleep, don't you know? But yeah, seriously, Microsoft, of course, realised that the Steam OS is coming out, and I don't think this is the primary reason for this. They are also wanting to reclaim back some of the desktop space. It's good to hedge their bets in terms of the Xbox One as well. It's good to offer a complete entertainment service. I mean, it just makes sense all way round. So I'm curious because there was another job posting just recently. Can't exactly remember the date, but it wasn't too long ago. And it was actually exploring a back catalogue of existing IPs. This also includes things such as free-to-play titles. Personally, what I'm hoping is that we're not just going to be seeing things such as, say, Fable Legends on Windows 8, or other cloud-based free-to-play titles. I'm actually hoping they're going to really start pushing original game IPs, that they're going to start to embrace it just like they used to. Obviously, Microsoft were infamous for titles like, say, Microsoft's Flight Simulator, and that might sound boring, but it honestly was one of those games that PC gaming enthusiasts also absolutely loved, and Microsoft have been synonymous with quite a few other titles as well. Anyway, I'm waffling on a bit right now, and I just want to get this video up and edited, to be honest, because I am absolutely beat and exhausted. You can only stare inside a computer's innards and progress bars for a certain amount of time before you just feel like your soul is being sucked from your body. Anyway, with that said, I'm going to get going. Hopefully you've enjoyed the somewhat ranty, I don't know, discussion thing that I managed to put out. It was a thing anyway. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it anyway. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.